Good morning. Another drive through with Don. I wanted to talk to you about decision making, but this element of it more about the buy-in process. What I find a lot of times organizations make a decision, they go get the buy-in, and then they implement it. And the concern that we have about that is there's a much better way to do this. What we find if we get people that are most affected by the decision, or if it's a large group of people, let's say it's 300 employees, if we get a couple people representing those 300 or 8 people or some group, then we also take those that are most effective at making a decision. They may be the ones with the understanding strategically why we're doing it, sense of what the market needs. But if we get two groups of people in the room, those most affected and those most effective at knowing what decision to make, is we find that as they talk and discuss and come to a decision together, what ends up happening, because you're involving the people most effective, is by default you get buy-in. What we see in too many cases, a decision is made and we're out there trying to talk people into it and they feel it. A lot of people don't like the fact they didn't have a chance to influence the decision that was made. A lot of them also don't necessarily have the data and don't understand why. If we change the decision process to include them up front, we automatically get buy-in, and with that automatic buy-in, we get really, really strong implementation. This costs much less and has a much, much higher success rate. This is actually kind of a similar concept to what I talked about in a previous video, but this is more focusing on the buy-in element to this. So one of the things I would recommend is next time you're looking at making a major decision, make sure you've got these two groups of people in the room, make sure you listen. And even if they completely disagree with the decision you make, what I find so fascinating, a lot of times those most affected will understand you're trying to listen, you're trying to help them, but there's some good reasons you maybe went against what they wanted to do. So we've found some very, very successful projects occur, even if they didn't fully understand it, if they're involved up front. Involving them later, we don't find works as well. Thank you for your time.